So you all have learned a lot about terrestrial ecosystems, which are your land ecosystems. But today we're going to focus on your aquatic ecosystems, or your aquatic biomes. So our learning target for today is, I can recognize the major biotic and abiotic characteristics of aquatic ecosystems. And remember, biotic are the living things, and abiotic are the non-living things that are in an ecosystem. So first of all, I want you to think about this question. What is the difference between an ocean and a lake? And respond now. Now, in your responses, some of you may have come up with things such as one has waves and the other doesn't have waves, or the types of animals that are at an ocean and a lake are different, or you may have said the sizes are different. An ocean is much bigger than a lake. You may have even said that the location is different. Oceans are usually located on the coasts of land, while lakes can be located anywhere. They can be located in the middle of a huge continent, of a huge piece of land. Lakes are usually surrounded on all sides by land. So there are some differences there. You may have come up with some differences that haven't been mentioned. But the greatest difference between an ocean and a lake is salt content. Salt content is the greatest difference between an ocean and a lake. It's what causes there to be different animals. It's what causes many different things, and it's really what causes them to be two separate types of ecosystems. They're both still aquatic, but saltwater ecosystems are different from freshwater ecosystems, and that's what our main focus is going to be on today. So you have saltwater ecosystems and you have freshwater ecosystems, but you also have things that are kind of in between, and they're salt and freshwater ecosystems. So when we're thinking about saltwater ecosystems, of course, we're going to be thinking about our oceans. Oceans are large bodies of salt water, and most organisms live near the shore, such as our fish, crabs, seaweed, jellyfish. Those types of things live near the shore. But there are some organisms that live in the open ocean, and those are whales, turtles, sharks. I'm sure you could think of some more. Octopus, many other ones. But there's just a couple examples of some organisms that we may find in a saltwater ecosystem, such as an ocean. Now, we also have salt and freshwater ecosystems. That's where the two waters mix. So in a salt and freshwater ecosystem, we have estuaries and salt marshes. So a body of water in which fresh water from a river meets and mixes with the salt water from the ocean. That is an example of an estuary. Estuaries are affected by the tides of the ocean. So when you have a high tide, then there's more salt water being mixed into the estuary, and when it's low tide, the water is more fresh from the river. And some of the organisms that you're likely to see in an estuary are shrimp, crabs, egrets, blue herons, muskrats, and turtles. Lastly, we have the freshwater ecosystems, and those are lakes, ponds, even rivers and streams. So your freshwater ecosystems are bodies of fresh water that are surrounded by land, and plants and algae grow along the edges of these freshwater or bodies of fresh water. Some of the organisms that you can find in a freshwater ecosystem, such as a lake or pond, would be a snail, frog, turtles, ducks, beavers, and fish.